Alrighty, we're good now.
We're live. Lakers on fire.
Alright. 3, 2, 1. Welcome to 190.2, the RBFL Network, the radio show edition. I'm your host, Gene, former RBFL quarterback. I'm here with my partner, Alfred Stark.
Yep, I'm here.
As we're here to talk about what's going on in the RBFL before the regular season begins Thursday, when Kansas City takes on Detroit. I think the first thing we should talk about are the top players heading into this season.
Yep.
Let's start it off with Pat Tipp. Being drafted 10th overall in 2017, he has been the quarterback Kansas City has needed. He's led to 2 Retro Bowls as Kansas City's coming out the reigning Retro Bowl champions. Pat's a 1-time MVP and a 3-time Pro Bowler. I feel like if he can play his cards right this season, he could go for a second MVP. But every quarterback needs a good running back, especially when you're in Houston. Houston's running back, Ronald James, looks to have another breaking season. What do you have to say about that?
Not much really, but it's kind of shocking that these players are doing really good. Like, I'm talking really, really good.
And especially since last year, Ronald set the rushing record for the league.
Yeah, Ronald was very fast. Especially that hurdle. Like, you remember that hurdle? Oh.
And next, another thing a quarterback needs, a target. But a tight end, mainly. Sean Hick has been in the league since 2019 and has been what Tennessee's needed, passing-wise. I mean, he's a 1-time Pro Bowler. I feel like he could go for 2 this year. If he could be the top tight end in the AFC, he's definitely getting a Pro Bowl shot.
Yeah.
And then next, we got another tight end from a team you used to play for, Alfred, the Cincinnati Bengals. Or just Cincinnati.
Oh, yeah.
Reggie Tight took over for the team in 2019. He was drafted in 2014 by Houston in the 4th round. And then in 2017, he was traded to Tennessee for a 3rd rounder. And then in 2019, he got sent to Cincinnati for 2 2nd rounders. He is a 4-time Pro Bowler and a 3-time Defensive Player of the Year. Now, here's what I'm thinking. This man can be the top guy that Cincinnati needs on their defense.
Yeah, for sure.
I feel like he can help Cincinnati go back to the Retro Bowl and maybe even win it this time if he can be the top guy. And then, of course, if we're talking about top players heading into the Retro Bowl season, we have to talk about Brady Tom. Now, this man has been making headlines a bunch this offseason. In fact, his whole career. Drafted in the 6th round back in 2000 by New England. Nobody thought he would ever start. But then he started out of nowhere in 2001 due to injury of their previous starting quarterback, Drew Berryso. And he has led New England to 6 Retro Bowl victories. And then in 2020, we thought he was retired. but he came out and went to Tampa Bay and led them to a Retro Bowl. And just this offseason, he left to join Los Angeles, specifically the Los Angeles Rams. Now, here's my question. Can he fit into the LA offense? Do you think he's going to have enough targets?
All Brady Tom can do is since he's going to Los Angeles, he just got to get used to all the wide receivers and the tight ends, and he'll be perfect. And he might be going to another Retro Bowl.
Perfect thing. Now let's talk about the injuries. There have been some injuries, but mainly one has been continuing from last year. Jacksonville wide receiver Tech Deck, drafted in 2015 by the Jaguars, has been amazing. But in week 15 of last year, he got a leg injury. And Jacksonville stupidly played him the next 3 weeks, worsening his injury. He's not supposed to be back until week 5, which could ruin his chances at Offensive Player of the Year.
Yeah.
I feel like when his contract in Jacksonville ends in 2 years, he's going to be gone. But then we go to some quarterback action with Frank Lynn. And oh man, the Texas State University veteran has been around the league. Again, being drafted in 2009 means he has a whole bunch of experience. He's played with Cincinnati, Las Vegas, Cleveland, and now with his current team, Tennessee. But during the offseason, literally like 4 days ago, he just got his 4th career injury. I feel like his time in Tennessee won't be long if he keeps dealing with these injuries.
Yeah, I agree.
Now, you actually played with Frank in his time in Cincinnati. Can you tell me a bit about that?
So yeah, my first ever team was Cincinnati, and I was able to play with him a little bit. He was a wide receiver 2, and I was a wide receiver 1.
He was
But no, he wasn't. He played wide receiver 2. You know.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
Yeah, he used to play like two positions because no one was open to be a wide receiver 2.
And then the league banned it and made him specifically go to quarterback after only a year as wide receiver.
Yeah, but he was a good wide receiver 2 though. But when he used to throw dots to me, you know, I caught that one ball one handed. Remember
Yeah,
that? Yeah, but yeah, that was a good catch, but by me. But he was he was really good and he really talented. And if it wasn't for his injuries, he would be very talented. Like, no, hold on, let me say this. He'd be very talented and have a very much I don't even, potential, and he probably would have been MVP or maybe a offensive player of the year. But his injuries caused him not to be his potential, and I got traded to Houston afterwards. But yeah, that's what I can tell you about.
not only just that, but he's a 10-time Pro Bowler, so he is living up to certain standards, but definitely not to what people were thinking in 2009 when people thought he could be the Brady Tom killer. Looks like we got 2 more injuries to talk about. Fran Mess, full safety for Los Angeles, A guy people were talking about 2 years ago in the 2021 class. People were saying he was going to be the best free safety of all time. And over the last 2 years, he's missed the first few weeks due to injury. And it looks like that's going to be happening for the second year in a row. And this is going to affect him once again. In fact, he went from the LA Chargers to the LA Rams within a year. So that shows you how much of a bust he is. And then finally, this one sucks really bad. Jamal Reginald, quarterback for Atlanta, has taken another leg injury. Let me kind of go over his career real quick. Reginald was drafted in 2015, number 1 overall, top pick. He's been with Atlanta his whole career. One-time MVP. He won it back in 2019. He's a 4-time Pro Bowler and a 1-time Offensive Rookie of the Year. But over his career, he's had an issue with that right leg, and that's his issue again. He's not going to be back till around week 6. I have a feeling when he comes back, Atlanta might give up on him, which really sucks because he is a top talent.
Yeah.
You want to add any thoughts to that?
Nah.
Alrighty, now let's get into the top rookies. These guys drafted this year, ready to play in the RBFL. Let's start it off in New Orleans, Louisiana. Wreck-It Fresh, quarterback out of Texas Christian University. This man was a top corner at TCU for the past 3 years, and I'm excited to see if he can help New Orleans get that defense to where they need it to be. Next, we got Lefty Betty out of LSU. He was the 2023 Heisman, which is a big thing. No wonder he was drafted number 1 overall. He broke the LSU interception record. And now he looks like he could be a top safety for Carolina. He could possibly get Carolina back up in the South and maybe even get them back to the Super Newton era of 2015. And then we got Torrent Bell out of Jacksonville. Or no, he is with Jacksonville. He's out of North Dakota State. Division II school, but he did win the FCS Heisman last year. So again, no wonder he went really early. He went around 6 overall. And I feel like the offense for Jacksonville is not going to be that good without Tech Deck. But the defense could carry the team until Tech comes back in week 5. Any thoughts on that?
No.
And then finally, we got quarterback Kerry Mio. He was drafted by the Chargers, 12th overall, which quarterbacks usually go within the top 10. If they don't, that means it's a bad class. But this was actually an okay quarterback class. Kerry comes out of UCLA, and he's done okay. I don't know why the Chargers picked him specifically, especially since they already have, 2 quarterbacks that are already good. So I do not understand the thinking point behind that pick. But hey, it's their pick over ours.
Yep.
Now let's talk about the top teams. Kansas City, like we mentioned earlier, coming off of their 3rd Retro Bowl victory, their 2nd in 4 years. I have a feeling they can go back-to-back, possibly. It depends how their offensive positions do this year. But they do have two other contenders in the AFC, with Houston and Tennessee battling it out in the AFC South. In the NFC, you got Philadelphia. You got Francesco Hertz leading them at quarterback. Easily one of the best players from that 2020 class. And then you also got the LA Rams, Brady Tom. So that shows you how much Brady Tom has been good these past few years. That he goes to another team and they're already technically contenders. Right by them, San Francisco. People looked at Purdy down like he wouldn't even last a month in the league, but he's been a really good player. And in my opinion, Purdy could be MVP. But now, now, Alfred, you ready to talk about these top games this week?
Yes.
We begin the season in Kansas City, where the defending Retro Bowl champion Chiefs take on Detroit.
Oh, the Lions.
Easily a great matchup. And then Cincinnati, Cleveland, an early Sunday game that looks to be good as an AFC North battle.
The Battle of Ohio.
That too. And then you got Arizona at Washington, another good game. And then one of the oldest, easily the oldest rivalry in the NFL, or the RBFL, Green Bay at Chicago. These two have good contention shots. So I'm excited to see how these two teams do. And then finally, we got the two big primetime games. Sunday night, Dallas at New York Giants, or Cowboys at Giants. Easily, these two teams are not the best in their division, in my opinion, but could be possible playoff contenders.
Yeah, for sure.
Sunday night, the New York Jets at the Buffalo Bills. Easily an amazing game, and I'm excited to see how that goes. But thank you for coming into the preseason check-in for the RBFL. We will see all of you at the end of every week of the RBFL. We will catch you guys later.
Peace out.